Hey friends, welcome back to Yogalete. This is another core challenge video. We're going to be working on back bending and working towards a pose called bow pose. And it's a really fun flow. So feel free to grab your props that you might need today, maybe a block or something like it, like a book or something. You can use a pillow today if you would like. And you may even want like a yoga strap if you have one. I have mine in this loop. So if you have a belt or something like that, maybe even a towel, that you can tie up on one end and make a little loop like this might be helpful today. So we're going to use those things within the flow. And then you also might want something that I like to use in my practices. If you've been to an in-person studio class with me, I like to bring these and give them to you guys. And these are called drishtis. And I like to use just little fun, colorful stones that you can set your sights on, literally set your gaze on. And it's almost like a reminder, like, hey, you're here to breathe. Hey, you're here to practice yoga. And it kind of brings your mind back to where you need to be. And so part of my flows, I teach mindset and I teach movement. And I think that they go together so well hand in hand because literally moving can help you change your mindset. And that's one thing that I love about yoga. And so today, I want to encourage you guys for our focus today to focus on kindness towards yourself. I used to be an athlete back in the day, and that was something that really was difficult for me when I started a yoga practice. Being kind to myself was not easy, and I was living in that no pain, no gain sort of mentality in all facets of my life, and learned that doesn't really serve you in all facets of life. And it can be really, really important to just take a second, be kind to yourself, even if that means not pushing yourself into a pose further than you need to. So noticing what your body needs, taking those movements, and maybe even modifying them as needed for yourself. So with that, we're going to get started today on our backs. So meet me on your back. As you start to make your way onto your back, option to take a pillow and place it underneath your hips like so. So this is just kind of a way to prop your back up a little bit. It might feel nice. You can let your arms come down by your sides, or even take your right hand to your belly button and your left hand to your heart. Taking a moment here to take some deep breaths, nice and intentionally. You can close your eyes. We're just going to start to breathe here, inhaling a little bit deeper, all the way to the bottom of your belly, all the way up to the chest. And on your exhale, breathe out from the top of your chest down to the bottom of your belly. This is called a three-part breath. So we're inhaling into the low belly, the rib cage, and then the chest. And on your exhale, breathe out from the chest, and then the rib cage draws in, and then the low belly draws in. Maybe your pelvic floor lifts at the bottom. We'll take a few more like that, inhaling all the way up through the torso, and exhaling from the top of the torso to the bottom of the torso. And take a few more like that at your own pace. Focusing in on kindness towards ourselves today, whatever that means for you. We'll reach our arms down by our sides. We're going to continue breathing in this way, the three-part breath. On each exhale, see if you can draw your low belly in at the very bottom, drawing it in and up towards your spine. So on the inhale, we're going to reach the arms over the head as you press into your feet, just a gentle lift into the hips. We're not moving into it too hard right now. On your exhale, lowering back down to your pillow. And we'll keep moving like that. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Maybe you get a little bit higher each round. Inhale as you lift, reaching arms all the way back. And exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale to lift up. And exhale this time. Take the pillow out of the way now. And we're going to come into a knees to chest. So bringing your knees towards you, hug them in, maybe kind of circle them out a little bit. We're going to start to warm up through the front of our core. You're going to draw the right knee in towards the chest, kind of hug it up towards your right shoulder. You can flex back through the right toes. And then starting to reach your left foot forward. You can kind of roll your ankle out there a few times in each direction. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, switch. Draw your left knee in, straighten your right leg out. Kind of roll out through the ankle a few times. Good. On your exhale here, drawing the right knee in, hug it in as you straighten the left leg. Now moving with the breath. Exhale in, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in, inhale, lengthen. Option to stay, or you can start to lift your chest a little bit. Maybe start to kind of reach your arms forward here. Just an option. You can always keep grabbing onto your knees. But keep pressing your low back into the floor. Draw your lower belly button in towards your spine. Big inhale. On your exhale, slowly bring yourself back into that knees to chest position. Take your feet back to the floor underneath your knees, about hip distance apart. This time, I want you to dig your elbows down into the floor and kind of squeeze your shoulder blades together a little bit. From there, draw your ribs in, draw your low belly in. On the inhale, lift up through the hips, squeeze through the glutes. Press into the left foot. See if you can bring your right knee in towards your chest. Slowly bring the right foot down. Press into the right foot, bring the left knee in. Left foot comes down. Right foot comes in. You see where we're going. We're marching here, pressing into each foot. This may be a lot. You can always just hold this bridge position as well. Good. One more each way. And on your exhale, slowly lower the hips back down. Now we're going to come up towards a seated position. You can rock and roll yourself up towards a seat. Plant your feet in front of you. Take your fingertips behind you. You can open your fingers wide. I like to point them towards my toes. And then draw your shoulder heads back as you lift into a reverse table. Take an inhale. On your exhale, lower your hips down. See if you can reach your feet up. Reach your arms forward. Boat pose. On the inhale, coming back to the reverse table, opening the shoulders. Exhale, boat. You can always keep your knees bent here. Maybe reach your arms forward. Just moving through the two. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. On your exhale, draw your lower belly in as you start to lift up, boat pose. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Slowly cross your ankles, coming into a tabletop position, bringing your knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders, just taking a gaze at your drishti if you have one, and just taking a second for kindness to yourself, a few breaths. From your tabletop position, starting to draw the shoulders back, draw the low belly in towards the spine, cat and cow here, squeezing shoulder blades together, draw the heart through, lift the tailbone. And on the exhale, round through the upper back as you tuck your tailbone under, coming into cat. Continuing through this final movement here, just warming up the spine, however it feels good to you. You can always add in some little hip circles here, kind of rolling through your spine if you like. Might feel nice. Noticing here what's going on, any places where we might need to be a little bit more gentle today. And then meet me back in a tabletop position. We're going to move through spinal balance here. So starting with the first option, you're going to bring your left fingertips forward, bring your right toes back. You can stay here. Maybe reach the arm and the leg up. Maybe just lift the leg up or the arm up. You can always come back to the fingertips. Squeezing the inner thighs in towards each other. Right glute is working. Inhale. And on your exhale, draw it down. Other side, starting with the right fingertips reaching forward, press into the fingertips. And then the left toes reaching back, press into the toes. Squeeze through the left glutes, maybe lift the leg. You can stay here, maybe reach the arm forward. Draw the inner thighs together, the low belly in towards the spine. Inhaling. Exhaling. Big breath in. On your exhale, draw it back down into the center. Take an inhale. And a big exhale. Now here, same thing. Left fingertips reach forward. Right toes reach back. See if you can press into the left shin, lift the right leg, and then see if you can reach that left arm forward. Now if you're here, we're going to bend through that right knee, kind of press the heel up towards the sky, and then reach the left hand back if you're off of those fingertips. Just holding here, we're not moving into tiger pose, we're just going into like an almost tiger pose. Reaching, 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 big inhale. Exhale, reach it long, and slowly reach it back down. Take a second, wag out your tail, inhale, and exhale. Other side, right fingertips forward, left toes reach back. Lifting up through the left glute. You can stay here, just bending through that knee and reaching. Maybe reach that right arm forward. Maybe reach the arm back as if you were going to reach back and grab your foot, but we're not going there quite yet. Finding that strength in the hamstring, big breath in. On your exhale, reach it back long and take it all the way back down. Now from here, we're going to move into some options. We're going to tuck the toes. You can either just stay here working on lifting your knees up and down off the ground, or maybe you want to go with me and press your chest back towards your thighs from that tabletop and then come all the way back down. And then pressing the chest back towards the thighs and coming all the way down slowly. Think fingertips spread nice and wide, Hasta Bandha, pressing into that L-shaped part of your hand, thumb and index finger knuckles, rooting down through the pinky side edge. Good. Now we're going to add on to this if you're with me. We're going to move all the way to a down dog now, chest to thighs, and then from there starting to straighten the legs. Notice how my knees are bent. You don't have to straighten your legs all the way. Just moving towards that eventually. So if you want, you can kind of pedal out your dog. If you're here, big breaths here. We're walking the hands back towards the feet here, bending over the knees into a ragdoll shape. Take your hands, interlace them behind your head. Just take a moment, sway side to side. Good, now we're going to slowly roll all the way up to standing, one vertebrae at a time, squeezing the glutes on the way there, opening up through the chest, squeeze the elbows back. Squeeze the elbows in by the sides and then release your fingertips down. Roll out through the shoulders a few times. And on your inhale, we're reaching arms up and overhead. On your exhale, fingertips come behind the head again, tucking the chin under one vertebrae at a time, rolling down. Use your core to draw in as you roll down and bend your knees as well as you let your body hang over your thighs. Halfway lift your spine, look forward. And then start to walk your fingertips forward into a plank position. Holding here, take an inhale. On your exhale, bend your knees as you move back into a little bit longer of a downward dog. Now you can come back to table if you want to and move from here. We're going to reach the right leg back in three-legged table or three-legged dog. Now you're going to step that right foot all the way through and lift up through that back knee if it's not lifted already. This nearby, if you have one, and just kind of leave it somewhere where you can grab it. We're going to spin the back heel down and open into a big warrior two lunge. So kind of bending through that front knee, finding some strength here, opening that leg to the side. On the inhale, reach the right arm forward, reach it up and back, reverse the warrior. On your exhale, we're coming into extended side angle. Press your elbow and your thigh into each other, and then reach the right arm up, maybe alongside your ear, reaching it forward. Squeeze through the glutes here, and draw in through the core. Big breath in. On your exhale, runner's lunge, bring your fingertips back down. Now we're going to start to look forward because we're coming to stand on that right foot. From here, see if you can reach your left arm forward and your right arm back. And then we're coming all the way to stand. You can drag those back toes with you as you come into a little runner's shape. So your right arm's forward, your left knee is up. Now we're going to switch it back out as we come all the way back down to the runner's lunge. Inhale. On your exhale, draw the knee in as you stand all the way up, as if you were slowly running. One more time. Bringing the foot back, reaching forward, and exhale, bring it up. Good. Now if you would like a strap, you can grab that here. We're going to bring the left heel in towards the glute, and then take your little loop it around the top of your foot, and see if you can bring the strap up sort of like a backpack. From there, tuck your tailbone under a little bit, pressing into the right foot. Glutes are gently engaged. Maybe holding onto that strap, you kick the foot into the strap, reaching your fingertips forward. Big breath in here wherever you are. And then slowly releasing the foot back down. Take the strap away, take it back to the top of the mat, step the left foot down, press into the feet. On your inhale, reach the arms overhead, maybe a little back bend. On your exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, look forward, maybe at your drishti, as we take ourselves back to the tabletop and start to move through a few rounds of cat and cow. Just kind of re-waking up our spines, our bodies. Now again, we're coming back to the downward dog if you like that option, totally optional. You can come to three-legged table again, lifting through the left leg this time, or you can come to three-legged dog. We're going to step that left foot through, coming into the warrior two. So you'll spin the back heel down, kind of line up your front heel, back arch, and then you're going to open it up into the warrior two. From here, reach forward through the left arm, reach up and back. And on your exhale, extended side angle. So press that arm and thigh sort of into each other, and then maybe reach the right arm all the way over your ear. Squeezing through the glutes here, opening the hips. Runner's lunge, bringing the right fingertips down, spin the back heel up. So we're looking forward, going to reach the right arm forward, left arm back. You can drag those back toes this first round to kind of find your balance as you switch your arms like you are running. Bringing the right foot back as the right arm reaches forward for kind of counterbalance. And then stepping onto that left leg, you can use your toes to help you inner thighs draw in once you get here. Last one, reaching the toes back, and then slowly coming forward into that running shape. And then maybe you want your strap again, grabbing onto it, and taking that little loop around the top of your foot, just like we did before. I'm going to show you this round without the strap. So either holding here and tucking the tailbone under, or maybe this time you can grab the outer edge of the inner edge of your foot, so your big toe side of your foot, and then see if you can take your left hand to your heart, tucking your tailbone under. Maybe this time you start to kick your foot into your hand as you try to square your hips towards the floor, coming into your dancer. When you're ready, slowly bringing your knee and your foot back into neutral, shaking out your legs, taking a second here, inhaling overhead, and exhaling, folding forward. Halfway lift, step back to table. A few rounds of cat and cow here. We're going to come onto our bellies from here, so bringing the feet back and the chest all the way down onto the ground. Again, remembering to be kind to yourself, taking what you need and leaving what you don't. You're going to reach the arms forward and kind of zip your legs together. Think about full body engagement here. I want you to press down through the right leg. Feel that leg light up. And then see if you can lift your left leg. From there, see if you can lift your right arm up. Take an inhale. And exhale, lower down. Switching sides. Left leg pushes down. Right leg reaches up. Left arm reaches up as the right arm pushes down. And exhale, lower down. We're going to keep going like that, but think about your belly button drawing in towards your spine as you do the movement. So pressing down through the right leg, lifting left leg, right arm, belly button to spine. And exhale, bring it down. Other side. Right arm, left leg, belly button in, and lower down. Just keep moving like that. Just keep drawing that belly button in. One more each way. Good. Bend your knees. Move your feet side to side. And as you're moving your feet side to side, go ahead and watch me for a second. I'm going to move into an almost bow pose. So what we're going to do is same thing. Zip the legs together, bend through the knees, and kind of press your heels in as you lift your legs up. From there, arms reach up, and then you're going to reach back as if you were holding onto your feet. Arms reach forward, squeeze the chest back, coming into that almost bow. Hold here, big breath in, squeeze the belly button in, and exhale, lower down again. You can move your feet side to side, and as you're doing that, watch me. So now, just want to assess, can we even grab our feet with our hands? Okay, so step one, bending through the left knee, seeing if you can grab onto the top of that foot. Okay, if that's a struggle, maybe this is where you take that strap and loop it around. Okay, and then maybe see if you can hold there. If this is a stretch, then I recommend just staying here and stretching this. As I start to teach some of the other things, you don't have to do those things, right? Being kind to yourself. Now, if you want a little bit more, you can always kind of kick into that strap a little bit, just gently. But again, if this is a stretch, stay here, just stretch here. If you can grab the top of your foot, you can take that strap away for now. We're going to come into what's called a half bow first. So you're going to grab onto the top of your foot. I like to grab for more like my ankle and then kind of flex my toes back sometimes. And then from here, you're going to see if you can reach your right arm forward as you kick into that leg. Your right leg might also reach up. You can play with pointing the toes, see how that helps you lift a little bit higher. And then when you're ready, gently lower down. Now, if you have the strap, go ahead and move it to your other leg and take that same stretch on that side. If you're going to half bow, we'll bend through the right leg, grabbing for the top of the foot. And then starting with that ankle flex back, see if you can start to kick into that leg. Maybe your left leg lifts. See if you can maybe point the toes, lift up a little bit higher. Squeezing the inner thighs in. When you're ready, slowly lower out. Okay, take a second, let your knees move side to side. We're going to come into a forearm plank. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Press your knees into the floor as you kind of round through your upper back, getting that little bit of a dome shape through your shoulder blades, and then if you want, you can lift your knees. We're just going to stay here and we'll do another round of full bow. We're just kind of stitching some of this core back up together, finding that deep core engagement. A couple more breaths. Good. Slowly lowering the hips down, shaking out your spine a little bit. And then we're going to come into the full bow if you would like to. Okay. Alright, so there is a way to do a bow with a strap, and I'm going to do a tutorial video of all the different options and ways that you can do bow pose. So if you like this pose, feel free to check that video out as well. It's going to be really helpful to you perhaps. If you would like full bow, option to take your pillow sort of underneath this front part of your spine towards your hip points, and then from there you'll bend your knees, reaching your arms back. If you have the pillow, you'll notice how much easier that might feel, and then from there kind of flexing those feet as you start to lift up, squeezing the shoulder blades back, maybe pointing the toes, squeezing the glutes, lifting a little higher, extending through the spine here, finding that big back bend. Once you're ready to come out, be gentle with yourself. Try not to slingshot out of the pose, but just gently releasing those feet, releasing that pillow from underneath you, bringing the elbows back underneath the shoulders. One more round through the forearm plank. You can gaze at your drishti here. Press into the knees first, lift the hips, then press the heels back if you're going to the full version. Squeeze the ribs together, the low belly in towards the spine. Just going to start to move the hips like an inch each way, controlling the movement as you go. And when you're ready, coming back to center, going to lower the hips back down. You can come up towards a seated position. Once you arrive in your seat, we're coming into just a little butterfly. I want you to bring the soles of your feet together, sit up nice and tall. You can bring your feet a little further than you might normally, and then pressing your inner thighs down with your elbows, just gently bringing your chest forward towards your toes. Try to keep length through your low back. Try not to round there. If you find that's happening, sit up tall, fingers behind you can help you reach that chest forward. Good. Slowly rolling back. You can take your pillow underneath your head for this last bit of class. You're going to take your strap and wrap it underneath your right foot. If you can grab onto the big toe there, that's fine too. Just taking a little hamstring stretch. With each exhale, bending that knee a little bit, letting your belly and your thigh connect here. Letting your foot fall back towards your face. Pressing the heel towards the ceiling. Breathing into it. Maybe lengthening your left leg forward. Good. Now keep that strap where it is. You're going to start to bend through the right knee. Notice how my knee's traveling towards my shoulder, kind of outside of my rib cage here. And then just gently, you're not pulling your leg down, but you're just kind of using that strap in your hand as a weight. Flexing your right toes back towards you. This is called half happy baby. bending through the left knee might be helpful to you as well. Now we're going to straighten through the right leg, straighten through the left leg. Take the strap into your left hand and your right hand across your body as you start to twist towards the side. You can kind of press into your right hip here, kind of pressing it forward. But you want to reach the right shoulder down towards the floor at the same time. Draw your belly button to your spine here as you twist. Same thing other side, bending through the knee as you come back to center. Taking the strap underneath the left foot, hamstring stretch first. Drawing the foot back towards your face. Breathing here, nice and slow. Thinking about kindness towards your muscles. Bringing some good thoughts to your muscles, to your bones, your tissues. We're going to bend through the left knee, coming into the half happy baby again. The knee's moving out towards the side. You can keep the right knee bent here if you would like. Getting a nice inner thigh stretch here. Flexing the left toes back towards the shin. Take one more inhale here. And on your exhale, straighten through the left leg as we start to twist over towards the right now. You can take the strap to your right hand and just kind of reach your left arm over towards the side. Trying to plant the left shoulder down as you reach the left heel across. Finding that deep stretch. Breathing into it. And drawing yourself back to center once you're ready. We're going to move our props around a little bit as we make our way into our final pose. You're going to take your pillow underneath your knees now, and your block, or maybe a second pillow underneath your head. So just so that your back can feel fully supported, kind of shaking it out, maybe shaking your hips out side to side. You can even move the back of your head onto your block if that would feel nice in your body. We're just going to start to focus in on our breath here as we scan through our bodies, relaxing through the feet, the ankles, softening through the leg muscles and allowing the knees to feel supported here, softening the hips down and releasing the glutes, feeling your spine supported down on the ground as you lay heavy here on the ground. Arms are heavy, muscles are relaxed. See if you can relax the back of your head, the back of your neck, the front of your neck. Relax your jaw and your eyebrows. Taking a moment here for kindness to yourself, gratitude for yourself, and this kindness that you've shown yourself today. It's so important to take these moments for ourselves. So as we lay here, focusing in on our breath, making each one intentional, nice and big. And letting the breath settle into just a natural breath, into your final relaxation. Feel free to stay here as long as you would like to. As always, when you do decide to come out gently, slowly. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.